Jerry, you're here for Shabbos, right?
This baby, obviously all of us are thinking about this baby non-stop. This Kadosh V'Nora Shmo who received the name. Crazy name. Amiyad Yisrael. So I was thinking about it that this baby, like the most chutzpahdik thing in the world that this Mechabel did is that he stopped, he interfered with the Chavrusa. You know, he interfered with this baby's learning and with the malach, and now the baby's going right back, right back and learning the Mesivta D'Rakia, whatever that means, in the yeshiva up there in Shemayim. And if that's what this neshama that has been doing for 7 months, and now going back to do now, it just means that our learning now. It has to be just stronger. The hachana for learning has to be stronger. Preparation, the way we prepare for learning, everything we look at. If we want to be able to feel some kind of a lemaisa connection to what just happened, there's there's basically like 2 options. You could either just do exactly what Hashem told Avram Avinu to do, to listen to Sarah and to Be'emet, Garish Nas Ben Ha'ama, to absolutely, throw them out, and it's just becoming more and more of unfortunate prophecies. But on a spiritual level, it's a very shaky, it's a very delicate thing to say. How do I connect? What am I supposed to be doing right now? Spiritually speaking, what am I supposed to be doing right now? So we have it. We say every single morning with Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam, whatever. And like Reb Nosson says, lachtof, meaning just grab on a minute of learning. Grab. You have 5 minutes to learn. Just grab something. Carry. We have to make sure we're always carrying with us Shnai Mikra Echad Targum. Just whatever we can, just to carry any moment we have to learn, to just learn it. Just learn. No bilbulim. It's all the baby did in 7 months of being in utero. Was 7 months of learning that was stopped, and now this last few days was Yidden davening, and now it's going back to learn. So it's like, remember that when the Chassid came to Rav Nachman and said, "What are we supposed to do in this world?" Rav Nachman said, "You're supposed to daven, then you're supposed to learn, then you're supposed to daven." So this baby was learning. It had all of Am Yisrael davening, and now it's learning again. Now what are we doing? So we have to crank the volume. We have to crank up everything. Crank it up much stronger. And listen, this parsha, the Shabbos, you all know, is the Ishbitz's Yartzeit. And this is it's an amazing thing that the Ishbitz's Yartzeit comes out on what we would have called Shabbos, Vayigash, Shabbos Ishbitz. We would have called that anyway, like Shabbos Ishbitz. Anyone that knows Me'er Shilach, we've learned it already, Baruch Hashem, many times over the years. And Yossi, you brought him up in Zos Chanukah already. You already mocked him. You already brought him in earlier in the week. Also, my anniversary of knowing Donnie was this Shabbos, Vayigash. I don't know, like 23 years ago. Chevron. I heard from Rabbi Tzanimima Mizrahi, she says, this Shabbos is called Parshat Vayitragesh, not Vayigash. Because how could you not become so emotional when you learn this Parsha? There's so many different moments. Anyway, the Ishbitzer says, and this should really be like to just connect what we said to what we're going to say right now. The Ishbitzer HaKadosh says, Chesed in Aleinu, that the closest any Jew will ever taste to the coming of the Mashiach is the moment that Yosef HaTzadik reveals himself to his brothers and says, Ani Yosef ha'od avichai. That moment of Yosef revealing himself to his brothers is the closest you and I will get in this world to tasting what it was like, what it will be like when the Mashiach comes. So, in that spirit, I want to go into a Torah here from the Radomsker Rebbe, because I wanted to do this whole halachic thing this morning about hachanas l'mitzvahs. If a hachana for a mitzvah is part of the mitzvah itself, what do you think? Is the hachana of a mitzvah part of a mitzvah? Let's discuss this for a second. What do you think? A hachana. What's a hachana for a mitzvah? Let's define
like
that.
A hiddur mitzvah.
I think it's a mitzvah.
Okay, let's see.
Because if you do it without the hachana, you still do the mitzvah. It's not the best level.
Well, let's define though.
What it is.
Exactly.
You can't do the mitzvah without the hachana.
Exactly. So we have to
buy a lulav, so you need it.
the buying, right?
Or to bake matzah.
Go weiter. Wait, yeah.
But in the Gemara, they say that they would prepare for an hour before davening, then daven for an hour, and then prepare after. Meaning they had a lot of alchana. So I would think that's a part of the mitzvah.
But halachically speaking, do we
part of
define?
it. It's all
Once
part.
you've done the mitzvah, it becomes part of it. But if you just leave it as hachana,
Very good. It has to have a
it's
pshat.
connected to the mitzvah.
He's learning good these days.
Wow.
He's learning. You could see your brain. You're in Gemara Sukkah. Whatever you it's very good. If you don't, then do what you're prepared for. The preparation. Kivyach. Let's say Hasidim Rishonim. Ayushem Sha'achas. They're tripping out in the forest for an hour, singing nigunim, thinking about God, right? Whatever it is, right? And then something's ma'akev them. I don't know. Whatever it is, they're prevented from learning, from davening. So what was that whole hour? Yeah, but what was it nechshav for? Do we say, they did part of the mitzvah? Do we say that? We don't really say that. Let's go weiter. Let me say something. Is a bracha hachana for the mitzvah or the mitzvah?
No, it's a problem. It's hachana because if you make the bracha and you don't follow through on eating whatever you're eating, it's a bracha l'vatal.
Right, as you're the lulav, if you put it together, you get
Right.
the mitzvah right away. You can afford to say the mitzvah.
So what do we call a bracha over a mitzvah? Right. But it's so very good. So the bracha is part of the mitzvah, but it's not really. Is it the hachana of the mitzvah?
Maybe it's something after in between.
It's interesting, right? It's an interesting category that whatever. I was gonna go, I wanted to build something up and doing that, and then giving one zetz at the end. But after my last, I just want to tie what we just said, run to the Radomsker to give us some nechama right away. All right. So this is the Tiferes Shlomo. Amongst all the high moments of the Parsha, with the brothers revealing themselves, with the brothers being revealed by Yosef. And many other psukim. This parsha is filled with it. Stuff the psukim say, stuff the psukim don't say. Like with Women's Shir right now, we're doing a whole thing on Yocheved. Because Yocheved is not mentioned in the parsha when she should be. Because she was, when it comes to the counting of how many Yidden came down to Mitzrayim, it's a whole Rashi there. Yocheved is mashlim, the number 70. Nefesh Yerech Yaakov. So there's amazing things in this parsha, stuff that the Torah says and stuff the Torah doesn't say. But one of the moments, and we just have to go there for a second, is when when they come to Yaakov Avinu and say, "Guess what?" What did he say? What were they basically saying when they told Yaakov that Yosef was alive? Right. But it's interesting because that's really what they were saying, but they didn't say it. What did they say? They put the focus on, we have great news. Meaning, they thought, I'm just going to say a lot of great news, and you won't realize...
I have good news and bad news.
Right, but I'm just going to tell you the good news. Right, I'm just going to tell you the good news. So the pasuk says like this, V'yagidu lo leimar od Yosef chai. So they told him, they said, hey, you're not going to believe this. Odiah said, now who's telling this to Yaakov that his son is still alive? Huh? So that'll be important maybe for later. Huh? Sarah Bat Asher the whole time was singing it b'derech remiza. But she's not the one over here that's basically, over here it says, V'yagidu lo, we understand based on Pshat, it was the brothers that, and let's say Yehuda led it, that came and said, we have great news and bad news, I'm just going to tell you the good news. Od Yosef Chai. Vayafag libo, now what does Vayafag libo means? Kind of. It means his heart didn't allow him to believe what they just told him. That's the way that most Mefarshim understand it. What stopped? The heart stopped Yaakov from believing what he was just told. Tom. The book, right? Vayafag libo means that his heart stopped. If his heart stopped, he'd be dead. His heart stopped him from taking something in. That's a whole nother drasha we could do. What does it mean the heart stops people from doing something? That's something else. They kept on talking to him. Vatechi ruach Yaakov avihim. And then the spirit of Yaakov became enlivened again. Vayomer Yisrael Rav Od Yosef B'ni Chai, which is a very interesting language over there. What does that mean? Rav Od Yosef B'ni Chai. What is he really just saying? Wow, amazing. My son is still alive. But Rav Od Yosef B'ni Chai. Very interesting choosing of words here. Anyone want to give an offer of interpretation? Rav. It's not talking about a rabbi over here.
You know, Rav was referenced to Yaakov and Esav and Yishli Rav Achi versus
Yishli Kol, right.
So Rav is Esav saying, I've got a lot, I want more. Kind of, and so he's saying, Rav, it's a lot, and now I gotta see it.
Meaning it's not enough that I just know. Look, let's go right into the Radomsker. ויגידו לו לאמור אוי יוסף חי, ויופג ליבו, וידברו אליו, ותחי רוח יעקב אביהם, ויאמר ישראל רב עוד יוסף בני חי. And the Radomsker, the Kohen, Reb Shlomo Kohen, his name was, we don't have names for all the tzaddikim, because names really started second generation of Chassidus, maybe even third. Like, what was Reb Nachman's last name? Maybe, like, you know what? Maybe people called him Fagelson. Really, that's a lot of names happened, right? What was Reb Noson's last name? That we know. Sternhartz. Take that gartel off you. Take that gartel off you. Take that gartel off you. Okay. Hahergesh b'psukim halalo. Look what he says here. So that's what I'm going to say. Reb Shlomo, the Radomsker's last name was Rabinowitz. Reb Shlomo Kohen Rabinowitz. There's another Kohen. His last name was Rabinowitz. Was a big Hasidic Rebbe. Bless you. Anybody know? Reb Tzadok. Reshbitz's Talmud. Reb Tzadok HaKohen Rabinowitz also. Anyway, he says Hahergesh b'psukim halalu mevo'ar lamevin, meaning I don't even have to give any perush on this. Why? Because I'm sure that if you're reading these psukim, you already have the goosebumps. So any Chassidish avoid I give you right now, it's not really going to cause you to have goosebumps, because you have them already by just learning pshat of these psukim, of Yaakov Avinu, hearing this, heart kind of stopping, whatever that means, the brothers keeping on talking to him, spirit gets uplifted, gotta go see him. How could you not be already, like, on your tippy toes? So, Omnam. But he says, let's do something. Omnam. Nakdi ma'amaram zal. Let's go to the Gemara in Beitza. What's the Gemara in Beitza? Hachana de oraisa. You need a preparation when it comes to learning. Umuchach la Rabba mikra ve'echinu es asher yaviu. And how does Rabba prove that you need preparation when it comes to learning? Meaning you have to have something that comes before. You can't just come to shir, boom, let's start learning. Okay, Muslim moment of the day. You can't just show up at 8:15 and start davening here, right? Okay. So Rabba, where does Rabba prove? Where does he bring this proof from? Ve'echinu es asher yaviu. Now, what's that reference there? Does anyone know? Huh? Very good. Talk about Shabbos. that they prepared that which they were going to bring. So we learn from there that when it comes to like the real things in the world, he's almost saying there's a chiyuv to have a preparation. Because if you just show up, think I'm going to knock this off, it doesn't really work. And it's not really kavadik. So there must be a preparation for dvarim shebekdusha. So he says over here like this. Let's understand this. Levar ha'inyan. Hine bechol mitzvah o Torah o tefillah tzarich ha'adam lahakdim la'achana asher yavo lifnei hamelech. And when it comes to any mitzvah or any Torah or any davening that you do, man must have for himself, he must makdim, he must bring before that, do some kind of preparation before coming before the king. So he already explained to us something. If we were aware of the fact that when we do Torah and mitzvahs, it's an action that is considered coming before the king, you'd be prepared. You'd prepare yourself. What's the problem? That's not really what I'm thinking about when I'm doing Torah and tefillah and mitzvahs. I'm more like, it's just something I got to keep on doing. But if the consciousness was, I'm about to approach the king, then of course I would do akdamas and akdamas and akdamas. So that's already enough. Like for us to learn from here is like, when we daven this morning, okay, today we're brokenhearted. Today our souls our hearts and souls are broken. So that much more we need to come before the king to this morning, right? That much more. But how much of this morning's Shacharis? Or how much of right now we're sitting together? Thursday morning. Bunch of us here, Thursday morning. We're learning Torah bifnei hamelech. Lifnei hamelech. Right? This is what we're doing right now. So what was our hachana for lifnei hamelech? We had davening. That was our hachana for lifnei hamelech. It keeps on going throughout the day. Kihine, second line. V'hine b'chol davar mitzvah unimshach uvada le'adam kedusha yesera me'asiyas ha-mitzvah. Interesting. Regarding any mitzvah, what comes to a man? Kedusha yesera, which means, and not an unnecessary, but an additional level of kedusha comes to man when he's about to perform a mitzvah. K'moshe omrim, kedusha yesera me'asiyas, meaning you're about to do a mitzvah, you receive some kind of an additional kedusha yesera from the fact that you're about to do a mitzvah. K'moshe omrim, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvasav. This is, now he's saying over here, if you were conscious of the brachas you said before you ate something or before you davened, you'd realize what you're saying. What are you saying? You haven't shaken lulav and esrog yet. What are you saying? Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvasav. You sanctified us through your mitzvahs. That's not a statement saying it's a proclamation of faith. That's not a proclamation of faith that you sanctified us through your mitzvahs. What are you basically saying? This is what's happening right now. You're proclaiming a reality. You're giving edus to Kedusha Sataya that right now, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvasav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. And then you start learning, right? But what are you really saying? You're saying right now, there's an additional level of Kedusha that's here. You sanctified me through this Ribono Shel Olam. And then you go and do your mitzvah. Then you go and learn your Torah. Different type of mitzvah keeping, different type of learning. It's not proclaiming principles of faith. That maybe you have for the end of Shacharis. Those of you that say the Ani Ma'amins of the Rambam. But the bracha itself, the Radomsker is saying, brachas themselves, before you do something, are basically saying what is happening right now. What's taking place right now? Lachen itachen lefanot levavo uletar nafsho lekodem kol davar ulehachin es atzmo leheasot kli leashras hakdusha min hamitzvah achar kach. Brachas are taking the moment to make your heart and yourself into a kli kibul to receive all the kedusha that the mitzvahs are waiting to put inside of you. So if that's what's happening, you would take your time, just one more second. So Chazal knew that man would be so eager to just do mitzvahs, so what did they basically say? Let's slap on a bracha at least, before you do a mitzvah. So at least that you have a moment of some kind of preparation before coming before the king. So our brachas, and I'm going to ask again, are birkas ha-mitzvahs part of a mitzvah?
Yes, in this sense, because
you won't be able to do the mitzvah properly unless you're...
Well, wait a second. But you can. It's still exactly. It's not me'akev, which would mean that what the status of the mitzvah.
You still get the mitzvah.
Doesn't uproot the mitzvah.
Exactly.
Seems like it elevates it, but it doesn't.
It fully elevates it, meaning it takes the whole experience to something much, much higher. But after learning this, a yidla that says, well, it's okay, I'm still yotze the mitzvah afterwards. How could you relate to someone that would even think like that?
So there's still mitzvah tzrich and kavanah. I mean, that's even another level. Does the mitzvah itself need kavanah? Forget about it.
I don't think he's attacking that over here even.
I think you could maybe ask that same question on the
sure
bracha
say
itself.
that need.
He would, I'm sure he would. I'm sure he would.
Right.
But I don't think that the bracha over a mitzvah is yotze, the inyan of that sugi of mitzvah sichos kavanah or not, according to the way that he built this up.
Bachman 5 years ago in Shlomo Rebbe.
Yeah.
I got to hear him give like over Musar to the Yeshiva Bachman from Reishi.
Yeah.
It was like typical fiery with Bachman, and he was attacking Moda Ani and Bracha on Tzitzit. On the kavanah you have when you're giving the tzitzit down. And it's like, do any of you think about what you're saying, what you're doing? Because if you're just saying it, you're just putting them on. Why are you even bothering? Like what? This is not the direction.
And they all said, you know what, you're right.
No, they're terrified. That guy is the just gives it over.
I can bring an issue.
You can picture it,
Yeah.
right?
So there's this idea of like your hashras and mitzvah. It's the difference between taking a shower and taking a bath. Right?
Yeah.
If you take the bath, right, you really luxuriate in the bath, right, you're also getting clean, but there's something else going on.
Right.
And here when you make a kli, so it holds that water, it holds that kedusha. You can just bathe in it, right? Otherwise, so you get the shower, but
That's good.
it
Huh?
drops off.
Oh, that's a wonderful chiddush. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay. V'zeu she'amru ki ha'chana de'oraisa kmo ha'mitzvah de'oraisa. The Gemara in Beitzah there says the hachana for learning is like the hachana for Torah is like the mitzvah of Torah itself. V'zeu she'amru Tiferes Shabbos de'oraisa. Now this, but we also understand that the whole concept. When do we start Shabbos? When Shabbos comes in? No. So we have to be. You know, we'd be really good for our like avoda if like when someone asks when does Shabbos come in, and then you say, well, you're not really asking me when Shabbos comes in. You're asking me when are we starting to prepare for Shabbos? Shabbos comes in at about. Right. When are we bringing in Shabbos?
Already.
Huh?
You're starting when Shabbos goes
Simon, wow.
You're wishing it could be Shabbos for longer, so you're getting ready for next Shabbos.
We should have you on our brochure for like. This is what happens to you when you hang out here too long. Alavai, we should be zeichet be like that. Ki hachana leShabbos hu d'oraisa kana. Meaning we made the hachana for Shabbos. What did we do to it? Is it the mitzvah of Shabbos? Yes. When it comes, well, we added on to exactly. We started Shabbos earlier.
That's a good shot.
Is it?
Yes. You brought Shabbos in. That's not it.
You brought Shabbos in. Very good. Yeah.
Right, but we're talking about showering, getting dressed, maybe having.
I'm not talking about those things.
No,
But it's
that's
just
the
Tosefet.
Hachana. This is
No.
not Shabbos. That's
That's not what he's saying over here. What's Tosefet Shabbos? Not the showers and the buying the filter fish. You started Shabbos earlier.
Now you're actually in Shabbos.
Who made that Shabbos?
You did.
Is that this man of Shabbos?
That seems like we're
For
allowed
you it
to
is.
bring it in ahead of time.
That's the koyach. We're saying exactly. Your Kabbalah Shabbos, your hachana for Shabbos was made so much part of the mitzvah of Shabbos that you're sitting over here in a reality that none of us even think differently than you. When does Shabbos come in?
You bring it in.
I think that's
It's
so
not-
cool.
Don't say that. I'm saying when does Shabbos really come in?
Later.
Later than that. Later than that. But what happened to it? What's that?
Even that's probably.
And even that is probably hachana. It's probably even after that. But the point here is like, look what we did with our hachanas of a mitzvah. You're right.
That's a
When does
Adam.
Shabbos?
That's a
Yes,
chayach of who we are.
that's what we did.
Wow.
I mean, it's not exactly what we did. Meaning Chazal told us to do like this.
Were with
pretty
Marv,
powerful.
with Marv, and we turned it into real chiyuv.
It's not my vote. It was the Maharil. It says, yeah, right. The Mariv became a chiyuv because we realized how much we can't live without talking to Hashem.
Tzaddik goes there, right?
HaKadosh Baruch Hu Mekayim.
Or like
We have this
Rosh Chodesh,
ability.
maybe
So
could
we just
announce
don't
Rosh
believe
Chodesh
that we have
is-
that ability. But this is a great way to learn that this is a great lesson for us to believe in ourselves.
I think the Radomsker is calling the Hachana different than what we know. Like, we don't think Hachana is like Dovah.
Exactly.
To cook for
Exactly.
Shabbos, buy stuff for Shabbos. And we think Tosefah Shabbos is we've had a halachic reality where we could change to make
Right.
it etzem of Shabbos. He's saying
Right.
Hachana is the etzem.
Achana is the etzem itself.
Right.
Yeah. This is different than like sometimes I once heard like the tzaddikim with the way they would do hachanas for Tiferes Shlomo, or Donnie, I think I went with you once to the Am Shnover. Didn't I go with you one year for Chanukah Licht, and we waited for hours, but he never came out. Or I had to catch a flight. I don't know what it was. We waited for hours. Anyone that's seen the Am Shnover light candles, you understand the hachana for his lighting of candles. It's not. Don't compare it to yours and say, "Oh, yeah, it's definitely a mitzvah." Meaning, his achana has become it's like Tosefes Shabbos. Meaning, tell him, listen, you can't do achana; you have to light the candles. He would do it. It's because of the gzeiros hakalsul, right? Of Rabbanan, but it would be nothing to him. The hachana became him. It became the mitzvah itself, and that's what we did with Shabbos. That's what Chazal designed in their majestic wisdom for us to do with Shabbos.
Do we have an example of that besides Shabbos?
Or Rosh Chodesh, we announce Rosh Chodesh. We're the ones who determine when Rosh Chodesh is. It's not exactly when Rosh Chodesh is. When we see...
Nachon, but we don't...
Eidim,
But we don't start celebrating Rosh Chodesh from the time that the Molad is announced.
You're saying Lo Shemaim.
right, Lo B'Shemayim.
On that
We
level,
have
yeah,
no-
that's an example like Ma'ariv.
Right.
I don't know if there's another example to what Dov's asking, saying just like what we did with Shabbos. Is there another? I don't think there's another.
They say, I can understand that maybe the Hachana for Shabbos falls in a different category, using his definition, but how can we apply this to anything else? Doesn't seem like it.
Not on this level, I don't think so.
Maybe not like on a halachic level, but on the level of importance that you give it, like you were saying at the Am Shnover.
Right.
And
Right.
people bake matzah, buying lulav and esrog. If you see the
Right.
extent that people go.
But on a halachic level,
you're not in the kind, you're not in the mitzvah. You're in the preparation of the mitzvah. That to me is like cooking and showering and laying your clothes out. That buying the lulav and esrog is still in that category.
Right. Nachon. Halachically, I don't know. I don't know if there. I don't think so.
I'm just thinking of maybe Tiferes Shlomo for Hamotzi on Shabbos. Right? They're two separate mitzvahs, but we link them. In Ashkenaz tradition, we link them completely. You don't speak
Right.
between them.
Right.
And maybe the Tiferes Shlomo is a hachana in a sense of because what's the real
No,
mitzvah?
but there's a mitzvah on the Natilas Yadayim. though.
Right.
So it's not
So that's what I'm
exactly.
saying,
It's not
exactly the
exactly.
same.
Not exactly. Okay, let's continue. B'zeh she'amar b'Zohar HaKadosh kad ayil shabsa. Rotza lomar k'shenichnas haShabbos v'achana yiseira. When Shabbos comes in with this additional level of achana, is parshas misitra achra. What does it mean? Is parshas misitra achra? Then you are completely separated and removed from sitra. That means side achra, other. The sitra, the other side. Meaning, when this proper hachana, then the chitzonim have no achid. You can't be touched. It's mufrash. It's separated, secluded, and mukdash. Ki b'makom tara u'kedusha en achiza lahem. In a place of holiness and purity, they don't have any grasping. Meaning, what's they? The other side has no grasping onto it. Now, let's go weiter. V'yan ki ha'achana hu yad hamachzik la'mitzvah v'aschala eleha. Further, the preparation is the hand that's holding on to the mitzvah and it's its beginning and walking towards it. Hine kemoa techashev afi. Now the Radomsker is not saying halachically here. Okay, he's just saying figuratively for us that kamoha techashev afi. Since it's holding up the mitzvah in essence, right, the preparation is really holding up the mitzvah. Why? Because due to preparation, it removes any of the chitzonim's grasping towards the mitzvah, right? We just established that. The proper preparation, there's no room for any of the other side, the darkness to come and prevail, right? So he's saying over here, if that's the case, then yes, it's part of the mitzvah. Ki al yedei ha'aschala hi hakol, because through the beginning is everything. You need this intro, you need this beginning. He's basically saying without that zman of Shtezevet Shabbos, it's crazy to say this, but the chitzonim would have an achiza onto Shabbos. Right? That's what he's basically saying. If there wasn't this zman, the Sevet Shabbos, then the dark forces would have some kind of a way of penetrating their energy into Shabbos. So if that's the case, that means the hachana, that which keeps the dark side outside, must be part of the mitzvah itself. Ki be'im ya, we're in the end of the third line. Ki be'im yaseh ha'adam be'atzma hachana kara'ui. If a person did a proper preparation, lo yimot mimeno be'al korcho asiyas ha'mitzvah kadas. Nothing could stop him from then doing the mitzvah properly. It's very important. If your hachana was right, and it was Moshe Tzarich, you will end up getting a chance to do that which you prepared for. This gives strength and power to man. And it awakens man, and it excites man. Hey, this is a way that you could make sure you're doing the mitzvahs right. And it gives you koyach to want to prepare, to want to do Tosefet Shabbos. Now here's the story of Chanukah. Shehikshru Arishonim, the famous Shaila from the Beis Yosef. Lama tiknu ches yamim alo. Right. Why did they establish Chanukah for 8 days? It should have been 7 days. Why is the first day part of the miracle? Halo al yom harishon hayalem shemen. So look what he does with this. Is brilliant. Achein yan ki b'yom harishon asu b'atzmam ha'achana. What was the first day? It was the hachana for the 8 days. They are preparing the vessel. It's a gevalt, huh? What he did over here. You understand this?
I recall
With everything, I never heard this one.
Never heard this.
He's saying the first day, why is it considered part of the nes? Because it's part of the mitzvah of adlakas neros. What do you mean? There was no miracle, but what do you mean? This prepared them to have now for 8 days. It was the hachana for the 8 days. For the rest of the 7 days falls into the category, and we put that into the part of the Chanukah story. Therefore, the first day, not only is it considered a mitzvah, meaning it's considered part of the story. It's considered part of the miracle, because it was the hachana for the miracle to actually take place. That's so deep. You know how deep that is? I'll pee a drash now. Like, what did he just say over here? Things that don't seem so miraculous to you. The hard work that you put into something to create miracles for yourself afterwards falls under the category of what?
But when did it become
of
part
miracles?
When did it become part of the nes? Only after
The next day.
Exactly.
The next day. Right.
It's
Right.
gotta be
Only the next day. Legamre. Only the next. If you did all the achanas and everything, but that's the thing. He's saying when you do the proper achana,
Right, it attaches it.
You're able then to do the mitzvahs.
So when you look at it just by itself, and there is no continuation, it's just hachana.
Almost all miracles have to have something like that. In other words, when Eliyahu comes to the woman and says, you need to go get all these things.
Right.
You need to get a clue.
Right.
Even when we start the other, even Gula, right, from Mitzrayim,
right.
Moshe has to go out and do something. You can't just stop.
That's right. By the way, interestingly enough, who helps Moshe Rabbeinu with the hachana for the Geula? Someone else. That name was mentioned before. You just said it.
Yeah.
Serach Bas Asher.
Look at that. That's a great
She shows up again over here.
When he hits the rock, his hachanas were.
No, I'm talking way before the rock.
I know, but when he hits it, he doesn't do it the right kavana,
Achanas.
and that is a blemish on the hitting. The miracle still takes place, but there was something
A disconnect.
wrong.
So we're all in day one now of the Chanukah Sabayas Agava.
Amen. Amen. Okay, now let's bring this home. Bring it back to the parsha. Nachzor le'inyanenu. This is a phenomenal piece, huh? The Radomsker. What a piece. Nachzor le'inyanenu. Okay, let's now go bring this back to the parsha. This, what we just did right now, is really what happened in the parsha. Kasher nimka Yosef, nistalka mimeno ruach hakodesh leval yeda shehu chai. This answers a lot of questions I've always had. Did Yaakov know or didn't know that he was still alive? According to this, he didn't know. Why? Because there was a siluk of Ruach HaKodesh, which means that the Ruach HaKodesh, which would have told him that his son is alive, left him so that what? He could still, I don't know what you want to call it. Why did the Ruach HaKodesh have to leave him?
So he wouldn't know that Yosef was alive. How many years is this?
Why would he have to know this?
22.
Why would he have to, 22 years? Why would he have to know this?
So we'd get in the way of Hashem's
We're getting in the way. We're getting in the way of something, right? It's very
Think
interesting.
about how he would have interacted with his sons had he known that.
Or forget that he wouldn't have stayed there. He would have gone down there. He wouldn't have gone down there. He wouldn't have waited a second.
Yeah.
If he knew that he was. That's why, like, I know there's a lot of drushas that say like he knew the whole time, and now I'm sure on some level, and some I don't know, Atzilus level, Yaakov Avinu must have had some kesher to the inyan of his chiyus, but really, like on a Abba son, Abba ben level, if he knew, he would have gone down in a second, which makes the following question even more difficult. Did Yosef think that his father was dead?
Right, because why didn't he come out of
Didn't
it?
come in.
So I want to say like this, I think he did. I think he thought that his father died.
That's why he asked the question. He asked the question.
And now they're the truth.
Why would he have thought that his father died?
Why didn't he come to rescue him?
A, why didn't he come to rescue me? Or B, how could he still be alive when I know what I was for him, right? I know what I was for him. And I know what story he got, more or less, even though we see from the Parsha, he wasn't sure, but whatever story he got, he must have really thought that his father was dead. So that's why that answers a lot of the Parshanim saying he gets punished for not going to let his father know that he was. He probably thought his father was dead.
Why didn't he send the messenger?
That's the next.
He was ruling Egypt for
That's
7 years. Before
we're
the
talking
famine
about
started.
before that happens. I'm talking about all those years before that happens. From the moment that he has the power to then send the shliach, or even he himself go. Well, he couldn't. He could have gone as well. Then we could start asking shilas. But let's say that's 22 minus 7. So that's there's 15 years where
22 minus 9, because they came in the second year of the famine, didn't they?
whatever it is, whatever it is, there's time, there's room to say all these different things. But we know that Yaakov didn't know. The point here is that Yaakov didn't know that he was still alive. Nistalkem min Ruach HaKodesh. He says, Achein, fourth line, Bevo ha'es li galoslo. But when it was time that it should be revealed to him, Hine ba'u alav pitom. What they do? They came to him suddenly and said, Ve'agidu lo leimor. They told him right away, saying what? And the pasuk says leimor. Ratza lomar leimor. Sheyomar Yaakov Avinu be'atzmo beruach hakodesh ki Yosef chai. This is a little bit hard. What is the Radomsker saying?
That they wanted him to say. The same way that they wanted him to say that he died. Because they say, Hakerna. They don't tell him.
They don't say
They
it.
want him to come.
They say, okay, they basically come to the brothers, come to him and says, very good what they're saying. They come and say, we have something to tell you. And they thought that when they'd see that they have something so amazing to say to him, Lamor, you yourself are going to tell us. But there was no what? There was no hachana. It was right away. Sheyomar Yaakov Avinu ba'atzmo beruach hakodesh ki Yosef chai. Achen hu lo hechin atzmo adayim leruach hakodesh. But he didn't have time to prepare himself for now what he was going to re-receive and reconnect to, which was Ruach HaKodesh. Uma gam ki hem amaru ve'atzvo es Ruach Kodesh eis ha'arav ahu. Meaning, he needed a lot of Ruach HaKodesh hachana time. Because why? They really, really caused a lot of sadness and pain to him. And we know that with sadness and pain, you don't get nevuah.
Come with music.
You need to come with Serach Bas Asher style, singing nigunim about Yosef still alive, Yosef still, right? Ubimkom atzvus, ein ruach hakodesh shorei alav. Therefore, what happens? Look what happens when there's no. What's his answer? What's his response to what they just said? Ulechach vayafog libo ki lo hemin lahem. He can't believe what they're saying. Kasher lo ra'ahu be'atzmo shehu chai. Yaakov Avinu at that moment, in order, without the hachana for Ruach HaKodesh to play a role, he needs to see Yosef HaTzadik alive to believe what they said. But besides that, Yaakov Avinu, meaning, forget this time, he didn't need to see something to know it's true. he should have been able to just tune into his Ruach HaKodesh. But for that, you need hachanas. How does Reb Nachman say you have Ruach HaKodesh? Do you know? Reb Nachman says this clearly in Likutei Moharan. He says he's by this. Sicha beino levein kono is basically Ruach HaKodesh.
It helps explain also when the brothers brought the coat all bloodied. Yaakov was in shock, right? He went straight to Atzos, and then his Ruach HaKodesh was blocked off.
So it's really brought up. Yeah. Here they're trying to restore that, and Yaakov was basically showing him, he's like, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Wait a second. Let's now reconnect. Let's stop. Let's replug in, recharge. Ulamachar kach. Third line. Kasher hechelu me'at ledaber alibo dvarim tovim. But then they realized this is not the way to tell Pa. This is not the way to get our father back. Because you know what they realized, the brothers? That from the time that they did what they did to Yosef, you know who else they lost besides their brother? Their father. And they so why were they so excited to tell him? Because they wanted to get their father back, but then they see, wait a second, we're not getting our father back. Because our father is a Yid that does hachanas for Kedusha. Without him doing hachanas for Kedusha, we're not getting our father back. In fact, we're killing him. Vayafag liboy. Right? So they say over here, when they started saying to him, slowly, better than the nice things, Vehechin atzmo leruach Hashem alav, and he starts preparing himself for the Ruach Hashem to be bestowed upon him. Vatechi ruach Yaakov avim. Then the spirit of their father Yaakov, Zavka says, avihem. Their father came back to them. What a lashon. Vatechi ruach Yaakov avihem. Their father came back. Az kenoyach alav haruach, and then when the spirit was resting upon him again, and Yaakov's like, oh my God, I'm back to myself now as well. What is the first thing he say? Rav od Yosef b'ni chai. Klomar, I could proclaim it even without seeing him. I'm proclaiming right now, because Ruach HaKodesh is back. I don't have to see him to believe it. I know it's true. Klomar, ata anochi haro'eh oto chai, ve'ineni tzarich lachem. What he was really saying is like, okay, you did your... I'm back. Ruach HaKodesh is reenacted. You did your job. Stop talking to me. I see him. He's there. So look, the Radomsker took us on this is a wild journey of this few psukim, right? But for us, he's trying to emphasize for us that just by Yaakov Avinu, he couldn't mekabel the best besora of his life without hachana.
He compares Yaakov getting Ruach HaKodesh just through a mitzvah. Right. Very good, Nachon. So if that's the case, by there, right, then with all dvarim shebekdusha that we are involving ourselves in, it's not enough to just, and I don't know, it's not. We're not even talking about the whole checklist language anymore. It's much more than that. Even checklist needs, even hachanas need hachanas. Meaning, Reb Nachman says this whole world is just hachanas, hakdamas, al pi hakdamas, all intros. Anyway, we should be privileged that whatever our next mitzvah is that we're going to be doing, whether it's to eat an apple, because it'll be a mitzvah there of saying a birkas ha'etz over there, right? Or whether it's learning again late, whatever it is, or whether it's going right now and sitting in front of a screen and working for 5 hours with the kavanas that I have the schus to mefarnes my family. Put a hachana into that. That's the point. Look, we're not sitting in kolo. We're not going to now learn for 8 hours. Baruch Hashem, kimat, all of us are busy with different things that are olam hazeh things. But when you slap on a hachana into the consciousness of what you're doing, it's not just a tosefes, it's that there's a kedusha yisera, and then the chitzonim, then you don't click that wrong tab. You don't open up that tab you don't want to open up while you're working on your computer. They have no touch on you. They have no achiza on you. And if that was by Yaakov Avinu, the preparation for Ruach HaKodesh, don't underestimate your own Ruach HaKodesh. Reb Nachman says each person has access to this when they really flow into his bodhidus. And we believe also whenever we're learning Torah, the Rebbe Shalom is talking to us. And we'll just take it much more seriously and much more with much more space in our hearts to make this important and all the rest non-important. Right, shukayach everyone.
It started off Yaakov,
Yisrael.
and then ended Yisrael.
It's interesting. The diuk that I really love here is avihem. You know, that word is like, I think that's the real word here, like avihem, you know? Abba's back.
When you go back in time, when he got the coat, and then the Ruach Kodesh disappeared, didn't he think like maybe something else is going on?
Need like a sound machine for the crowd?
Gone. Is it because Yosef dead?
Maybe he does because Yosef.
Yes, you're like he's great.
So because Yosef dead, he's lost his Ruach Kodesh.
But it made sense to him too.
Something's up.
I think it proves the whole inyan of the pasuk Yisrael of Yosef Mikol Banav. Meaning that proves it, that love is, yeah.
Could it be that the Alchana and the Mitzvah, so like we were saying, become one, right? Like one and something.
Right.
So really it's like a spiral because, let's say Torah's the Ikar, right? To learn.
Right.
But really, my Torah was just an Alchana to practice what I just learned.
Right.
For the rest of the day. So even though the Torah itself, learning is the mitzvah,
right.
But it also became
also
for now. Okay, now I'm going out today.
Good.
And then
Very good. And it continues.
If I just learn here and I don't practice what we just learned, then what good was it? It's like I learned Torah. It's a textbook.
Yeah.
It's like almost like a spiral effect. That really tall. By the way, interesting thing. I just wanted to tell you. So I was with Eitan. So Eitan said that the guys